My granny has reached the impressive stage. She's 53 years ahead of me, but this doesn't make her any slower. 70 is the best age to go low, as she always says. The very first lesson I learned from her was, there's not always cookies in that blue box. It could be fluffy yarn and needles sometime. Granny made flowers growing on the shelf, on the floor, on the cushion, and even on the air conditioner. I just love how everything's stockaded by leaves and flowers, with the sun filtered dimly through the plant screen windows. Granny made flowers blue on my hands as well. Single crochet, double crochet, chain stitch, and slip stitch. She taught me so hard, but I just failed to master it. So we ended up eventually laughing together, and the only thing we made in that afternoon were 4 triple puffs. Now they stay motionless in my bag, somehow like guardians. Plants also stay motionless in Granny's house. Once placed, never changed. Green in the summer, as well as in the winter. But in contrast, her clothes is quite changeable. She's dressed in splendor, trying green calico dress, pearl ornaments, brown dress with pandas, purple tops, catching koi reflections, parade in the room, and deck herself out in her best. Enthralled as ever by her glories, I followed her closely. I suppose the sidewalkers are all blew away and amazed by the pair of a young girl and an old lady. That's right, eventually. To the other people in this community, Granny was always something of a case. It's not about age, status, relationships. I think it's about an attitude of confidence, and of course an attitude of self-love with no limitations. And this attitude, I fancy, comes mostly from her curiosity. That's a treadmill of pleasure, bright and dreamy. She had never walked into a photo booth before, but she never hesitated for giving a try. Smiles, poses, hands, and more poses. She's a pro. She never saw me play guitar before, because I just learned it this year, but she was so comfortable sitting together with me and singing out loud, meanwhile addressing to her own reflection. Although she said she hates cold, sweet, and icy stuff, you can still caught her sipping a cup of cold tea carefully. I mean, turning yes to no's is also an intriguing thing about Granny. I feel like nothing could ride on her was set on her shoulders. Day and time by her were long and open, always waiting for the sighted stranger. All of those makes me sometimes forget that she has already been alone for over 40 years. My grandfather died because of instability even before I was born. Followed him was the living of Granny's elder brother and then her mother. Though continuously bludgeoned by the cruelties of her luck, she still remained uncrushed and unembittered to the end. While Granny went cribbing around the garden, she seemed as indulgent and gracious as a queen. The table extended this profusion, for it was always crammed with pots and cuisine. She always looked fondly at each step I took, of course with frisk and gaiety. Her unshaken fidelities, her attempts towards order, slowly, snugly, she grew into her grassy and flowery life. She taught me so much, and it just sometimes makes me want to pay back so hard. So I made this video, but the thing is, I usually make my videos in English. The other day, when I was checking this footage with my granny, I suddenly realized that she can't read English. So I thought about, should I just change it all into Chinese? But my grandmother stopped me, and she said, I don't understand the language of English, but I do understand your language of love.